person.
I actually don't like combat that much.
I know.
I think combat is probably the most boring portion of any tabletop game for me.
Hold on. Pause. Every game?
Pause.
Because I feel like
almost every game.
Huh?
Yeah, almost every game. Like,
that doesn't change based on system? Because I can understand saying 5e combat.
No, it does not change based on system.
Interesting.
This confounds.
I think the one time that I enjoyed combat was the 3 sessions of Shadowrun we played, and that's just because I built my character to do boom and delete. Like,
so
that's
you
it.
just want it to be really visceral.
Yeah, I want it to be very visceral, but that's what that character was designed for. Generally, I just don't like combat. Like,
even in a game like Dungeon World where it's much faster?
It's not about speed. It just doesn't, I don't know. I just don't like the feeling of combat 90% of the time. I like the super awesome epic moment of, oh, I did this cool thing in combat and we all lived and et cetera, but like actual combat to me is quite boring. I actually like DMing combat more than I like being the player, because
this feels like
I was going to ask that, because it seems to be, oh no, yawning. That seems to be something that I have noticed between some people, where it's, I don't like playing combat, but I really like running combat. And I think I'm on the fence on that one. Like, I personally I like describing cool shit to my players more than anything else. One of my basic rules for running a game is that when the players do an attack, I basically tell people, like, when it comes to combat, I will describe everything for you, because I've noticed in the games that I've played where when the GM puts a player on the spot, like, they're like, oh, okay, like, what do you roll? You know, I roll an 18. Okay, what do you do? And it seems like, for the most part, from in my experience again, players just freeze up because they don't know what to do. Like, they're like, I didn't think I'd get this far, you know?
I think that's very player by player though, because like I as a player always try to like slide in more description, even if I don't really need to, just because I feel like it, you know?
Yeah, no, I get it. That's what I do. That's what I do.
Yeah.
But like I've noticed that I'm not every, like, at least in the groups that I've played in, I am not the majority. So whenever I run, I'm like, I will take care of it for you, unless I can, like, you, for example, Josh, I know that you can be Johnny on the spot, so I'll just let you do what you want to do. But from the rest of the players that I run for, I just describe it for them, because I know that it's going to be quicker if I do it, because I sort of understand what I want the pacing is going to be, or what I want the pacing to be based on the description.
Some players might get annoyed about that.
It's weird. I've
had people say, like, can I just do it myself? And I always say, like, if I can rely on you to be like, basically, if I can ask you, like, what do you do, and you're not like, well, so I take my sword and I stab them. I stab them. I sort of like pull.
I stab
up,
them
like,
good.
Yeah, like, that shit gets me annoyed, because it's like, you could have just said I stabbed them and like Vlad the Impaler lift them up on my sword, shit like that, you know?
Right. It's weird, because I feel like most players are okay with it, because that's the, you know, most people would think like the role of the DM, they describe shit, unless you've been behind the seat or whatever, because there are people who like us. We play in games and stuff as DMs, and we're always, all of us are describing like how we attack, or like adding a little more flair into shit. But like, exactly. I feel like with normally new DM or new players, whatever, it's kind of expected that the DM is just describing shit. You can if you want to, but if you're 9 times out of 10, I feel like it's always the DM doing it.
If I can trust you, then we're good. But so like I've actually noticed that when I do that for players that I've played with previously, who are like, no, I hate combat, it's so boring, it's so whatever, they get like the most into it. Like one of the players that I run for, she hated combat in the previous games that we've been in. But when I sort of express excitement
when you make her character sound cool.
Yeah, well, I think that's really that's the heart of it, right?
That's the sauce.
If I am excited about what your character is doing, then I think that sort of trickles down, right? Like, you're excited about what your character is doing.
The player will be, yeah.
And so, like,
I guess, wait, so Sam, well, I feel like we need a hot take alarm for what Sam just unloaded, but also, more importantly.
Hot take? It's okay to not like combat in tabletop games. I mean, like...
Yeah, I don't know.
I also generally don't build my character's combat.
Visceral about it. You're like, fuck. But
No, I didn't say fuck combat.
No,
I
no,
just
not
don't-
literally. Never mind. Anyway,
No. I felt like I was very calm and synced about it.
no,
I
you
just don't like
were,
playing
but it was a
combat.
very firm statement. What I was trying to say.
Okay, that's a little bit different. Than
Yes,
Roll.
it is. It is. But here's my question then. So you say you don't like combat, but you like running it better. Why?
Because monster cool.
That's fair. That's fair.
Yeah.
He's
Monster cool.
Yeah.
That's
out
all
of
you-
line,
that's-
but he's got a
that-
point.
That's okay.
They sometimes have cooler mechanics than player options.
Not what I
Yeah.
was expecting you to say, but fair
Monster
enough.
cool.
Monster,
I like cool
big
monster.
monster go burr.
Big monster go bear. I mean, like, I don't particularly. Okay, like one of my favorite monsters is the Black Dragon. I don't know why. I think an acid spewing
Classic.
dragon is really cool. But like, you know, I don't know. I really like. I mean, ever since that door mimic, I've had a soft spot.
the door
in my
mimic.
heart.
The door mimic. Good times.
A soft spot in my heart for mimics. When I was like, wait, they can be more. Just that little click. They can be anything.
Anything
Even
I
a
want.
gazebo. But yeah, no, monsters are cool. I just, a lot of the time, I will just flip through any of the compendiums with monsters and be like, oh, I really like that monster. I'm making an entire encounter around this monster. And just go from there. Like,
Sam,
hi.
Sam said, hot take, monster cool.
Yeah, monster cool. It's very hot because monster's cool.
Monster's hot.